This is Prowl, and in the last episode, we worked on the cow farm and butcher shop behind us. Let's take a closer look in RTX. Hopefully you enjoyed taking a look at the build in RTX, but we got some work to do. Let's go. And actually, I would like to do something a little different today, and that is work on this, but more. So in an episode a long time ago, in a galaxy far away, we started like a little map wall key area. And it basically contains the area around our base. It's so old it doesn't include really anything. The only building here, other than the main building, the iron farm, is the sugarcane farm building right here. That was the second thing we built over here. So today we're going to go over how to make not just any map wall, not a little map wall like this, but a big map wall. We're going to talk about maps a little bit, although I did cover that in a previous episode. So if you want to know all the facts and details about maps, go back. It was one of my first episodes of the series. We're going to get a little bit more advanced now. First thing we're going to need to make a map is some sugarcane, because sugarcane you could turn into paper. We're not going to need a ton of it, but I'm just going to grab a lot of it just because I have a lot of it to be able to grab. We will convert sugarcane to paper. And we could then convert that into a map. Every 9 pieces of paper makes yourself a map. But honestly, that'd be a big waste when you can use a cartography table. We go on here, we put a piece of paper down. 1 piece of paper can make us a map. So we're actually going to start this out by making a larger map, right? So let's go ahead, let's see what this does, right? This one's just going to give us, if we open it up and look at it, it gives us the area that we're in right now. We don't just want that. I want to get a bigger one for now, and then we're going to use that going forward. Right now it's a level 0 map. Let's go ahead and make this a level 1 map. It's going to zoom it out a little bit. Let's take a look, and you can see it's actually kind of showing the edge of our base area there, kind of going towards the tree farm area, I think is what that is. Let's zoom it out again. Now we're going to go to level 2. Zoomed out further. There we go. Now we can see our whole base, and you can see it's kind of stretching over again to the tree farm. Let's zoom it out one more time. This will take us to a level 3. Take a look. And now that's all the way up in the corner. That's kind of strange, the way the map's like hopping around all over the place, but that's fine. We're going to, because I don't like the positioning of that, let's see one more time what happens if we take it to a level 4 and see what we can see. We can barely see our base area. So honestly, this map is not going to be in a really great location for us to easily use it to do what I wanted to do. So we're gonna ditch this map. We don't want it. Bye. Now, to make life a little bit easier for ourselves when doing this, we're going to take the empty maps that we made. I made 32 of them. It's probably more than I need, but we're going to stick with 32 for now. And if I happen to need more, that's fine. I'll make more. We're going to combine them with compasses, and that's going to make these empty locator maps. Empty locator maps are going to make it a little bit easier for us to figure out where we're going when we're making all of our maps. We're going to now take these and go over to a far corner of where we want to map out, which is going to be... I'm never going to make it out here while I'm recording. It's going to be over at my starter house. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to give you one disclaimer about maps. If you play on a PC or a higher end console and you're playing single player, you're probably fine. You don't really need to worry about this too much. If you play on a lower end device, you play on Realms, you play on a server with a lot of people, this is for you. Maps can cause a lot of lag. Not just using 1 or 2 maps here or there, not too big of a deal. But if you use a lot of maps, it's going to cause issues. If you have a lot of players in the world using a lot of maps, it's going to cause issues. The short of it is, Mojang and Minecraft Bedrock Edition is extremely inefficient when it comes to maps. They take up way too much file size. It actually creates 5 maps for every 1 map that you create. It's kind of ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense, but that's what they do. So it makes your world file size jump up pretty fast and therefore slows down your world. So keep that in mind when you're making maps or getting maps or anything to do with a map in any way, shape, or form. Moving on. We're over here on the far side of my starter base, and what we want to do is we want to map out probably everything between here and Blue Jay's like main base. And I don't know how many maps across that's going to be. It may be a lot, and I think that's okay because I'm willing to go big with this map wall because it would just be really cool to see everywhere that we've built, and hopefully it'll be cool for any of you that will download the world later. So let's go ahead. Let's just click our map to open it. Remember, we're using a locator map, so we get to see where we are on the map. And yep, that's a pretty good spot. It actually gets everywhere. So what we're going to do is we can take this and put it in our offhand, and then we can go to a new map. Don't click it yet. And then we want to go until we are just off of this map. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go all the way up here. We're about to cross over. Just make sure you're well within like the other side of the map. And then we're going to click again. Boop. And then we can swap those out. And then if you really want to try to keep track of things, what you can do, because it's going to be really easy to get your maps mixed up, is you can do them in a grid-like pattern. So what we'll maybe do, this is like a bottom map. So what we'll do is we'll put it just right here. Now you see we got a new map that we're on, and we're moving on this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go forward again until we get on the other side of this one. Slow down a little bit. Right here into the desert should be fine. And we're going to click a new map. Now we take that new map, put it over here. We're going to go forward again, and I'm going to keep going until I get to the other side of our town. And we're also going to hit the tree area over here, which is good too. And as long as you're moving in some type of pattern, you're not, whoop, we need to stop again. You're not just randomly doing this. At the very least, by the numbers, the names that it gives the maps, you'll be able to piece it together. Don't do things out of order. Whatever you do, don't like zigzag around. Go like up, back, up, back. Do some type of predictable pattern when you do this. I'm just going to repeat this process a few times. And then once you've gotten as far up as you need to go, this covers everything I need to cover. Now we can face this direction. We can come over here. Once we get on the other side of the map here, we're going to go ahead, click a new map. Let's see what that one looks like. Perfect, we're in it. Now I'm gonna start working my way back down until we get to like even in line with the base, and I'm gonna keep zigzagging this until we get all of the maps that we need. In typical Prowl fashion, I greatly underestimated how much of insert thing here that I need. In this case, it was maps. This map wall is gonna be pretty big. I needed a lot more than 32 maps. So I got another stack and a half plus a little bit more. We're going to use that, and we're going to see if that gets us all the way through and over to Blue Jay's base. And hopefully this thing is not too incredibly massive. Okay, and after a little bit of time later, we've actually made all of our maps. I've put them in order. There's some kind of weird map bug that makes it so where these show up as unknown maps, but if I put it in my inventory and open it up, it gives it the name, so I can figure out what they are. But they are in order. And in total, there's 54 here. There's like another 14 or something here. And I'm missing 2. There's supposed to be 70 maps, and there's only 68. So we'll figure out what end I messed up on. But remember when I thought there was only going to be 32 maps? Yeah, we over doubled the amount of maps that we have here. But I did calculate things up and do the math. It's going to be a 7, I think, wide. No, a 7 tall by 10 wide map wall. Let me show you how big that's going to be. And we can get a good feel for the size, honestly, by just standing here, because this is 10 across. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall. So everything except that top row, that will be our map wall. It is quite large. So if you have a large area to cover, maybe bigger than what I have, than like the area between Blue Jay's base and my base, you may even want to consider, if you don't want it to be that big, which I'm okay with it being this size. But remember, you can always go to that cartography table and make level 1 maps instead of level 0 maps. That means more stuff fits on your map and you don't have to make as many of them. And the maps, we have to put in item frames. I need 70 item frames. Wait a second, I made a cow farm. Let's go. Okay, not only do I have enough item frames, I made glow item frames. It took a little while to get the glow ink. Should I make a glow squid farm? If you think I should make a glow squid farm, comment section down below, let me know. But we need somewhere for this map wall to go, right? If you're making a map wall room, you kind of got to have a room. You're not just going to slap this thing anywhere. And I was thinking, like, where in my base could this go? Because I don't really have a location for it. And this seems like a pretty good area, I think. Like, what if we pop it right in here? Like, I knock out this wall and we make a room in here that has like a map wall of the whole area and maybe like a big table in the middle and some other stuff. This is very on the fly thinking, because I didn't think this through all the way. Yeah, we're gonna dig this thing out. Let's go. All right, we got the big room dug out here, and I think we're gonna use this as the map wall. So I want to make sure I give it some depth, because again, depth is always important when you build. So we'll probably dig the map wall in one. Also, I'm going to need to make the map probably one map wider, because it was 10 by 7. And I would like to keep everything in an odd number because that's what I've been using down there. So I think we're going to make it 11 by 7, and that'll work. So what I'm going to do is we're going to carve out like a piece of the wall here, just to get ourselves that 11 by 7 size. And then what I want to do is put a good block behind where the maps are going to go. And one of the best blocks that you can use for that is going to be sea lanterns, because they're going to provide you with plenty of light. You're not going to actually physically see the sea lanterns, but they do both make the map look nice and lit up, which honestly the glow item frames will do, but they also are a nice light source for the room, just to make sure that things are nice and lit up there in the front. And I have pretty easy access to sea lanterns. I should probably go grab those. And this is what I'm going to base the whole room design off of. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get started with like what you want to put down and where you want to put these things down at, and how a room's going to end up shaping up. So I think for me, at least, since this is again the center point of the room, I've kind of done this like a number of times for a number of different things. If you have like a centerpiece, something that you know you want, instead of trying to design the whole room, the whole building, whatever it may be, and then fit the centerpiece, the main point of that within it. Instead, sometimes it's easier to start with your centerpiece and then design the rest of the room around that. Now, I do have some general ideas of things I want to do. I know I want to frame this thing in some way, so I'll find something to border it with. Obviously, we're going to be putting the maps and stuff on here, which we'll do a little bit later. I might put the item frames down now just so we can kind of get some sort of like look at how it's going to look. And actually, I think we'll do that. But that's kind of like going to be the starting point, right? Is I'm going to figure out what are the things that I want to do to make this map wall look good. And then we will then start to build the room out around that. I 100% forgot about the fact that we're like right below the surface here, and I only have a limited amount of space to use if we continue to go up. So if you can't go up, you must go down. So that's fine. We'll adjust things right here on the fly right now. We can dig the room down. I don't know how much extra height I want, because I kind of like the idea of adding in, you know, some sort of curvature like I have everywhere else. So I need to give myself space to do that. And we need to have like a really good way to like have the room come down and look good while doing so. So I don't know, that would bring us down 1, 2, 3 spaces. I feel like I want the extra height, and we'll go 4 spaces down. So now I got more digging to do. I need to go turn the beacon back on. So now with the whole room lowered, we can start to accomplish that. And I lowered, of course, that too. And I think what I want to do, I want to continue with the dark oak theme. So I want to see what it looks like when we do something like this, right? Let me put that there. I like the idea of these corners looking a little bit different. So we'll do the corners a little bit different like that and have them stick out. And then we can connect the top together like so. Rip everything down. And we're left with what looks like a pretty cool framing in of the map wall. I like that. So now it's about building out the rest of the room to fit that, right? And I think what I want to do, and this is always good to do when you're talking about the cohesiveness of a base, is you do want things to have similarities. So, you know, I could go all the way and stick with the exact same coloring scheme that we've used here, we've used through there, and the same flooring, or I could say that this room's going to be a little bit different, right? So maybe I'm going to use key elements of it, like the dark oak as an example, and like, you know, maybe some andesite. We'll keep the colors very much the same, but I think we're going to make things here a little bit different too. I do want this room to be different, feel different, and stand out. So I'm going to come up with the floor design and some other thing, like what wall colors we're going to use, and we're going to kind of get that base canvas down. Okay, the room down bottom is done, and I kind of need, let me get some little bit better like space in here so I can carry more maps. Okay, and we want to take these in order because as you can see, they're kind of jacked up right now because of that bug. So if we just go across like this, we know that this is the bottom left or bottom right, I think. And then we will then be working our way upwards. So let me fill in here, and then we dump them back here in order. And before we lay these things out, take a look at where we are close to finished here in the room. I used a similar design up here to what we used over in the woodcutters storage room. You might want to go check that video out if you haven't seen it already. Stream. Again, I'm streaming on YouTube now. Make sure you catch out my YouTube streams here. You'll get notifications if you turn notifications on. Find the bell, ring it, and then you'll know when I'm streaming, because then you can help me out with cool things like this, which not only look awesome, because the stream did such a good job at helping me, I gave them all what was it, like 100 or 150 diamonds, which is like point rewards in my stream just for being there to help me out. So we could sit here and we can plan out things and sit in our nice cozy chair, and yeah, really awesome. And then I got some plans for this. We'll talk about that later, but now let's go ahead and let's take these back up in order and let's see if I have it right, because if I'm not mistaken, ooh, but we did add, we added one onto a side. What side would I want that to be on? Ooh, this is such hard decisions. Let's make it on this side. So we'll put this here, and then that should connect there. Yes, look at that. Look at that, everybody. It's working. This is the benefit of keeping everything in a really good, orderly, fashion. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20 should go there. Yes. And then 21. Oh no. Oh, no, because it goes up here. That goes up here. Because remember, we zigzagged, right? So now we got to go up here. Here, 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 here. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Okay, I'm going to fill the rest of it in. Houston, we have a problem. I somehow managed to copy that whole row. I guess let's make sure it's all copied. We're going to go through this thing anyways. What I should see is that's also a copy. It is. Okay. So that should mean, oh, hold on. But maybe that's good because I could pop this one out, throw this one away, because I didn't fill in that one all the way. That should mean that this connects there. Okay. So we're gonna have to go back out and map out a little bit more, I guess, but that's fine. As long as you are keeping yourself in some sort of order, it's gonna work out. There we go. Yes, it's gonna work out. And then sometimes, like me, you make big mistakes. I made a big mistake. So I think the way I calculated it, remember I said 7 by 10? At least the way it lays out on the wall, it's actually 7 this way and 10 that way, which isn't going to work. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the whole map, and that's not going to be easy. So if you run across this problem, I think this is the way to do it, right? We need to turn it to the right once, just like that, right? So we're going to take this and we're going to put it about right here, and we're going to rotate it once, just like that, right? And then we need to, I think we take this one up here and rotate it. Yes. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is rebuild the map this way. We're going to do it one piece at a time, just to give ourselves a little bit better chance of not messing this up as badly as I did the first time. Yeah. Can I get an F in the comment section down below? F in the comment section. Go. Okay, I actually like this better anyways, because now our base is right here. We have a couple maps we need to fix, and we either need to expand it to both of these sides, or do I just bring these in one? Bring that in one, bring that in one, and then we'll have like a little like gap right there. Do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not sure. That turned out good. That turned out really good. See, I was thinking I was going to extend the map another 2 this way and maybe catch some of the mob farm, the general mob farm that I have, but I'm glad I didn't do that. I think this actually makes the map wall look better. I really do. Okay, before we finish, I got one other kind of fun thing to do. It might have something to do with what I'm standing on. So now with the map room mostly all finished, it's time to do a little RTX lighting, because we haven't done any lighting in here except for under the floor, and I just had some torch spam up. So we need to light this room up good. It is a map room after all, so we need to be able to see very well in here. And I'm thinking, do I want to stick with the white light, or do I want to go with more of a like torch slash lantern light? I think I want to go with the white light because I need to be able to see really good. So I'm going to start messing around with it. Let's see what we can come up with. And here it is. RTX is all lit up and ready to go. I did stick with the like more white lights. It just felt like it would fit better for the basement here, and it's going to allow us to see a lot better here in the map room. We did throw a little table lantern on there. I got the map lit up good. I have no clue what's going on with like that staticky looking lighting there, and it's on only that spot. Not quite sure. But hey, weird quirkiness aside, this room looks absolutely amazing, and I think we can now call this project complete. And I would like to thank all of you for joining me for this episode. Couple little announcements here before we finish up. I am now streaming on YouTube. I think I said that earlier in the episode, but I have been streaming on YouTube. So make sure you turn on those notifications. That way you get notified when I go live. We have awesome point systems there. You can do sound alerts, make me do things in game, get recognized here on the Bedrock Guide world in a number of different ways, and generally just hang out and have fun. Also, I did just launch a website, which is being updated still, but if you want to see everything Prowl, you can go to prowl8413.live. I'll try to remember to put that down in the description below. I'm not always good at remembering those types of things. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop me a comment down in the comment section below, because comments and interaction in a video helps out quite a bit with getting that video seen by other people. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, and you guys have a good one. Bye.